Notre Dame is a difficult place to be a student athlete, just in the sense that you are pulled and pushed on both ends of the street, and in terms of the academic piece and the athletic piece. And when you throw in then the social experience that these guys are all going through, the maturing process, the growth process on a personal level, that's a lot that they go through. I think we, as human beings, you see each other in maybe a superficial way sometimes, and you only see what's on the outside. There's always the potential for more to be going on underneath the surface than what you see. Our guys are dealing with a lot of pressures, and some of them you can't even guess.
For senior tennis player Matt Dooley, the conflict with his own identity became suffocating. It wasn't until revealing his struggle as a gay student-athlete to best friend and teammate Greg Andrews that Dooley was able to rebuild and refocus his life.
I spoke to him and told him everything near the beginning of our junior year. And, I still, after I told my parents, I still didn't trust them. And I don't know why, when ultimately I did tell Greg, I trusted him, but it obviously made a big difference in my life. I started to realize, obviously, that a lot of it was a problem with me, that I wasn't allowing myself to be successful and to accept myself and accept, the trust and love of my parents.
It wasn't something I was expecting to hear, but I certainly didn't care at all. Certainly wasn't going to impact my friendship with Matt, and that's exactly what I told him. I said, hey man, I don't care. You're still the same Dooley to me, and you're still a great friend of mine.
It was definitely a change to not feel as alone. Obviously, for a few weeks, it felt strange, probably more so on my end than his, because he was great through the whole process. But for me, it was weird knowing that such a intimate part of my life was now not just my own. But I'm just grateful, I guess, that when I did finally have that person that I told, it was a positive influence.
Andrew's calming reassurance empowered Dooley to entrust those he was closest with.
Yeah, so I told Greg, and then at the beginning of my junior year, and then the summer between my junior and senior, I felt pretty comfortable, and I knew that I wanted to try to tell the coaches and team, I want them to hear from me.
Dooley began with bearing everything to someone who understands the burden of being a student athlete. First-year head coach and former Notre Dame All-American, Ryan Satchery.
He started by sending me an email and said we need to talk about something, and he shared exactly what he wanted to talk about, and then we talked that night on the phone for probably 2 hours.
Right away, he was like, absolutely, it's 100%. I'm 100% okay with it. I love, you as a teammate still, and you've done great things for us, and so it was all positive, from him, and that never changed as I moved forward with the team. And I remember feeling confident going in. I knew that it was gonna be okay. My family, I had Greg and Satch and the rest of the coaching staff all behind me. So when I told them, that was the strangest thing, was when they kind of expressed a sense of gratitude, kind of thank you for trusting us.
I think it's brought us closer together. It's something that Matt felt he was able to share with the team. He felt that the bond with the team was strong enough that this is something that he could trust us with, and we could help him work through. And just brought us close together because we, just shows what a family we are.
It's a tremendous amount of pride that we all have in each other in Notre Dame men's tennis, that we could go through this experience together as a team and be better because of it.
Notre Dame is something I can't explain. It's in some ways it's my home, it's my team, it's my friends, it's my family, it's everything. I've given everything I've got on the court for this place, and ultimately it's given so much back to me now. And it's so cliche, but it's home.